On the call room, we decided to add another sort of level of interest and an information to a lot of our listeners out there. And that is from a high-performance guru in Andrew Russell, of course, exercise physiologist to the stars. Not only is he the coach of Seth O'Donnell, but also he's got an unbelievable history with in the AFL, whether it be Port Adelaide, Hawthorn and Carlton, so many premierships along the way. He joins us now as an Amax ambassador. Russ, thanks for being part of the show, mate. We thought this would be great to chat to you every week and just give our audience a little tip, a little something that they can use in their training, whether it be high-level training or more recreational training. What have you got for us this week?
Yeah, Richo, Morgan, Mitch, how are we?
Great to have you on, mate.
Fantastic, mate.
Great to be on board. What a crew, hey? What a quality crew.
We got some really fit ones, some used to be fit ones, and one a long time ago fit one.
Surely, Richo, you were never fit. You were just fast. It's a different thing.
That is different.
That's probably fair.
That's a good call.
That's fair.
That's a good call.
It's harsh but fair.
It's real.
Go on, Russ.
All right. Well, I've got a really interesting one. I want to talk around bone stress today, actually. And because running is so unidimensional, that to increase the strength of the bone, the resilience of the bone, runners need to actually do work off a straight line. So that can be as simple as literally jumping on your left leg, jumping to your right leg, jumping forward, jumping back, or it could be going and playing something like basketball or netball once a week. It's actually hugely beneficial to challenge your bones with what we call a novel stimulus, because running is boring, it's monotonous, and our bones hate it. And as we know, there's so many runners out there that have had bone stress injuries. And if they haven't had bone injuries, if you do enough work, well, you're very, very close to having one. And if you really push the envelope, just about every athlete that's been out there that's done enough work has had one or is very close. So I am throwing out there, guys, that at least once a week, but if not twice a week, literally you could be at home and you could jump from your left leg to your right leg as far as you possibly can dynamically. And if you did, you only need to do it 30 times. You actually don't need to do a lot of it, but really beneficial. And I've used this so many times with athletes coming back from bone stress. I've done it with a lot of AFL players coming back from bone stress. But I also did it last year with Seth O'Donnell because he had a stress fracture after Nationals last year. And we had a very challenging period to getting back running and getting ready for the world titles in Tokyo. And we did a lot of this type of training. So, as soon as he had that, he had 4 weeks off. And in all that time, he was doing so much jumping and landing. We also did a heap of cross-training work on the bike. And we did a lot of work in the sauna, as in every day he was in the sauna for at least 40 minutes. Wow. And off the back of that, he ran 7:34 for 3,000 meters and he averaged about 40 Ks a week, which is crazy, which is so far from what he's doing now. But it was unbelievable what he could run. And this type of training allowed him to actually get out there and run again.
Isn't that unique? Cool. So it's remarkable. And I reckon there'd be a lot of runners more. I'll ask you this. I can imagine there'd be a lot of elite athletes like you who'd be so reluctant to do other sports because you'd worried about getting injured. But actually loading your bone differently might end up stimulating it.
I tell you what's quite funny. I 100% agree with Ross. I wouldn't.
Right.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad you don't disagree.
No. My pre-workout used to be basketball, because that was my background, ball sports, and I'm always doing something away from running because you are right. I think I love running on the world stage. I love training with my squad, but I also love doing other things. And to be fair, I've never had a bone injury. So there is something in that, I do believe. Yeah.
How good.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. And I love the sauna. Can you tell me why? Because I just love the sauna as a recovery tool. But 40 minutes, can I ask why?
Well, yeah, it's a great question. And being in the sauna increases blood plasma volume. So it's a way of increasing aerobic capacity. And there are a lot of athletes around the world now, especially endurance athletes, that have this as part of their routine. And some of them log it on Strava. You can see how much they're doing. I know Cam Myers is a big advocate of doing it. Amongst an enormous amount, especially the endurance community. And as you know, Morgan, you can never do enough work.
Yeah.
Like as a runner,
Yeah.
you don't do anywhere near what cyclists can do. Like, I remember being a good friend with Shane Kelly, who was the 1,000-meter time trialist for Australia on the track. He won silver medal, bronze medal Olympics, like one of our best cyclists ever. So his event was about a minute long, but he would do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kilometers on the bike a week, even though his event was only essentially a 400-meter runner.
Yeah.
But he would have done 4 to 6 times more the amount of aerobic work than runners do, because we know the weight-bearing nature of running, how hard it is on our body. So you just can never do enough. So anything that you can do to stimulate red blood cells, blood plasma volume, anything you can do legally, then that's what people are trying.
Yeah, it's impressive.
So explain. So you're using sauna as a session. You build it into your training regime, and when you're sitting in the sauna, and we're just saying sit there. You don't exercise in the sauna. You are merely sitting there in the sauna, and it's a workout.
It's a workout. Richo, when you get in there, look at your heart rate. And interestingly, you talk about sitting down, but when you sit down or you stand up, your heart rate is about 10 to 20 beats higher when you actually stand up. So, and especially if you do a session or you do a hard run and then go into it where you're already, cardiovascularly, you've challenged yourself a lot.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of cardiovascular drift. So instead of your resting heart rate being 50 before you get in, it might actually be sitting at 70 or 80 after you've done a session. Then you get in there. So you could easily be sitting there, Richo, and your heart rate could be 120. And if you stand up, it could be 130 beats a minute. So that's another aerobic session. So even you, Richo, could be an aerobic beast by getting in there.
Even
It's
you,
a start.
Richo.
Ouch. It's a start. Russ, we're going to get you on each and every week. You're meant to give us one tip. You gave us 2 absolute crackers
Go on
there.
for free.
We've got a little trailer one with the sauna as well. AMAX, great supporters of you. They have amazing products as well, mate. Can we call you next week? Would that be possible?
Yeah, I'd love to. Love to.
Okay.
We'll speak to you then.
It's a date.